Hello everyone, this is Plot Chronicles by Dawn. Today I want to briefly chat with you guys about why is no one talking about this male author. Let's get right into it. You know, many times now, and I watch quite a few book review, book recommendation channels, and I've gotten so many wonderful ideas for books to read. A lot of these booktubers are so animated and they do a wonderful job describing the book. And I may be mistaken, but I've never heard anybody mention this author, and I don't know why, because he's written so many books, and I kind of think of him, and I hate to compare, but I almost think of him as a male Frida McFadden in some ways, okay? Their writing styles are a little bit different, but his books, but I actually listen to him on audio, but his books are really good, and they very much keep your interest. His name is Daniel Hurst. I'm going to link him below so that you can check him out. But, you know, he's all over Amazon, #1, and you can find him at your local library. Now, my particular library has his books on audio, and I can get them off the Libby app. But I've read almost every, or listened/read, almost every single one of his books. Right now I'm listening to one that is really good. And the name of the book, I'll tell you what it is called The Perfect Escape. I won't tell you anything about it so far because I'm only 33% in, but let me just say there's a lot of twists and turns. And what I like about his books is, he doesn't introduce too many characters at the same time. Like some of these books, they don't even describe or tell you anything about who the character is, what's their personality, what they're going through, what their conflict is, do they have any secrets. They just jump in and they introduce like 6 or 7 characters, you don't even know who's who. And so what I like is he'll introduce a character. So say there's a Mary and a Tom and a Sally and a Joe. He'll start the chapter Mary and then discuss what's going on with Mary. And then you'll switch over to Joe. And then sometimes he'll also say 5 years ago. You know, things like that. So it keeps you want to go to each chapter because he switches it up to different characters, but he doesn't introduce too many characters and you really get to know them. So it's plot driven and character driven, and you have some characters you really like, some characters you may not like, but he primarily writes what I call mysteries/thrillers. One of the things that I do like about him, and I know I've mentioned this in books, I've read a lot of different types of books. I like historical fiction, I like thrillers, mysteries, I like dramas, love stories. The only kind of book I haven't gotten into a whole lot yet is I haven't done a lot of sci-fi fantasy. I've done a little, but that's one genre I want to get into a little bit more. But what I like about this particular author is you don't have bad language in it, you don't have anything that's graphic, and so I notice that some books I've read, I kind of feel like they just throw the language in there just to throw it in there, and it doesn't even really go along with the story, if that makes sense. And so I like that because it doesn't take away from the story. As a matter of fact, I know that his books are good because sometimes I'll be listening to him, my husband's in the background, and he'll be like wondering, hey, what's going on? And he'll ask me about it, which is unusual because usually he's concentrating on what he's doing. But I'm going to just name you a few of the titles, okay? The Perfect Escape is one of them. Let me read you a couple more. I mean, I've listened to almost all of his. He Was a Liar, The Wrong Woman, No Time to Be Alone, The Role Model, Her Last Hour, We Used to Live Here, The Couple at Table 6, I could go on, The Rivals, The Neighbors. Okay, these are just a few that I'm just reading. There's a lot more than that. I would love if Frida McFadden and Daniel Hurst could get together and write a book together. That would be great because there is some similarities. The biggest thing is this. You can't put the book down. It keeps your interest, and the book is easy to understand and easy to read. There's no plot holes. There's nothing where you're going to get confused about what's going on, and it keeps your interest. It starts off good, and I just find it really interesting to listen to. I think many of you guys, whenever I recommend a book or an author, and sometimes you'll start to read them, you guys have really enjoyed it, and I've had, you know, emails from you and also comments from you. Dawn, thank you for recommending this person. You're right, this person does keep my interest. I can't put the books down. I think more people should be talking about this guy. He deserves a lot more recognition, and he's major underhyped. So I'm going to link them below, and I'm going to be doing more book recommendations about some of his books. And I'm going to let you know about this one that I'm reading right now because I think it's going to be one of my favorites from January. So anyway, that's all I have to say. What book are you guys reading right now? And who is one of your favorite thriller authors? That's all I have to say for now. Love you, appreciate you, and see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.